Hi, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is your general reading for November 2020. Today is the day, people. It's election day. I hope you guys, if you haven't already voted, that you get out and vote today. Hopefully, the lines won't be very long because a lot of people have already voted during the early voting and the absentee ballots. So, um, we shall see how it plays out. I might do a reading a little bit later today and post up on the election to see what the cards have to say. But what we're going to do now is we're going to do your reading. And this is a general reading, so the messages will not resonate with everyone. That requires a personal reading. I don't have time today to put the link up in the right-hand corner. So if you want to think you'd like to get a personal reading with me, you can find my website address in the About box section of the channel. Click on that, or put it into your browser, and when you head over there, when you come to tarot, the main menu will say tarot readings or tarot consultations, and then if there's a little arrow, so click that arrow, and then it'll pull down all of the readings that I offer. Okay, it's always better to get your own personal reading because that I utilize your birth date and your sun sign. And I'm able to pick you out of the collective. This is just general. So like I said, the story may not resonate. We're going to be using the Radiant White deck. We'll be clarifying with Levita Sibila. And we will wrap it up with the Golden Nostradamus card. Let me move my pen out of the way. So I'm going to turn this around. I've already done some pre-shuffling on your sign and your glyph and some meditation. And so, I can't believe 2020 is almost over. I mean, Halloween came and went like in the blink of an eye. And 2020 is almost over. I don't know what 2021 is going to hold, but I think we're not going to come out of whatever it is that we're in until about 2022. It's just a really strange time, okay? But remember back in 2019, I was telling y'all, 2018, 2019, that 2020 was not going to be like anything you've ever experienced before. And here we are. So, here we go. 9 cards down. 2 of Pentacles. Oh, Page of Pentacles. Wow, that's interesting. Ace of Wands. Wow. Okay, Aquarius. Yeah, this is going to be your time. 2021 is going to be your year. The Tower. There's your ruler, Uranus. The 8 of Swords. The Knight of Swords. So there's 2 messages here. There could very well be 2 people involved in this situation. I don't always read the court cards as people, but that's traditionally what they stand for. The 10 of Cups. Wow, that's odd. This row, it's really odd. The Empress. Holy moly. Oh, wow. And the Knight of Swords. I'm sorry, of coins. So now I have 3 court cards. But these 2 cards, they're really about messages and about news, okay? And I will say that whatever this message or news is, it's kind of at the beginning or at the start. It's rather tentative, okay? But then it elevates itself to this. So we have the Queen of Swords at the top. So literally, there's 4 people. This would be you, even though it normally represents the sign of Libra. It's an air sign. So we're going to say that this is Aquarius. We're also going to say that it is the idea of the characteristics that you have at this particular moment. Normally the Queen of Swords is known as the divorcee card, but I think that's kind of a bum rap because there are plenty of women out there who are Queen of Swords who are not divorced. But as characteristics, this is somebody who's going to be honest and forthright, has no problem telling you exactly what's on her mind or what she thinks about things, has a lot of knowledge, a lot of skill, a lot of experience. There is typically some sadness associated with this queen, this idea of loss, but it is from that idea of loss that she's gained this wisdom and this skill and the knowledge. As a profession, she could be a writer, a doctor, a chef, a lawyer, any place where you're going to either use sharp weapons or that it requires keen intellect, okay? And Aquarians are really known for thinking outside the box. They're absolutely revolutionary thinkers. So, what I do see here with these two, normally with two knights can speak to doubting the word or the sincerity of a male friend. Now, I don't know if this is a romantic relationship, a business relationship. I have 1, 2, 3 coins, 2 swords, a wand, and a major arcana with a cup here. Now, normally when I see these two cards show up, if they come next to each other, this speaks to me of a pregnancy, and I do mean a pregnancy. So it's kind of floating around over here. But by the same token, I also think it is the same thing. Because even though it's spread out so far. And the reason why I say that is when these two cards fell. Remember I said, oh, that's weird. It's just a weird energy. So even though this is the Tower, sometimes this card will show up when it's speaking to like some type of intense sexual encounter. Okay. But at the same time, we can't ignore the fact that the Tower is the only man-made structure in the tarot. So this is about those particular structures that we make, we build ourselves, we uphold, and those things crumbling down, usually unexpectedly. But sometimes it's going to be the aha moment, okay, where everything you thought you knew has just been like mind blown, right? And I find that to be what's even more interesting is that on the backside of that, we have somebody who feels or thinks, more so thinks, that they're in a position that they can't get themselves out of, okay? I find that to be very interesting because underneath it is this Empress, and she knows exactly what to do. Okay? People don't dictate to her, she dictates to them. So, to me, this card, the twos are about some kind of choice, option, decision. It's about being at a crossroads, right? Sometimes it can represent an opposition, whereas you being opposed against yourself about doing something or you know, whatever the case may be. Sometimes it can be other people actively opposing you. This is, you know, being of two minds. I've seen this card show up when you've been working 2 jobs, you're trying to juggle a lot of things back and forth, and this card says that you've been doing that, and you've been doing it quite well, trying to make sure that none of the balls fall. Now, this is some kind of message. I don't know if it's a financial message, but it's definitely an opportunity. This could be, all pages are students, so this could be the idea to go study someplace. Maybe you got accepted into your, you know, postdoctorate degree program. Maybe this is about traveling someplace to go and study, to learn something new. But it presents itself as an opportunity. So this tells me this is the news. You've been doing this, then you get some news that's going to afford you an opportunity. But then we see this Tower card. And the Tower card, I just think that something out of the blue happened, and you're believing that you're not going to be able to accept this or do this thing. Yeah, you don't see any way that you're going to be able to move this forward. But this tells me that it's going to go rather slowly, but this to me speaks to a balance, because we see this knight rushing in. This is one of the fastest knights in the deck. Sometimes this card can be about somebody who's just rushing around without thinking things through first. But you see, he's riding into this scene here. And so what I think is that this card, you got something unexpected just like happened out of the blue. And here you are thinking, you know, I'm not going to be able to take advantage of this opportunity. I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm not going to be able to do that. I don't see how this is possibly going to work, when suddenly some news comes in. And maybe this is news from family members. I don't know. Okay. Maybe it might even be your mom who rides in, who comes in, the news is coming and says, yeah, you go ahead and you do that. We've got you covered. We've got your back. That's really how that feels to me. Okay. But what I'm going to do, whatever this thing is, the opportunity, you know, there's these two types of energy here, these two nights. Now, I'm not exactly sure if, remember I said if you're doubting the word of a friend, maybe this is some kind of offer that has come in and you like, I don't even think that crap is real. You know, I don't believe anything, you know. It could be one of those things. It doesn't necessarily mean it's anything bad. So what I'm going to do is to see what these cards can mean as they relate to these two major arcana cards. I can't really look at the court cards, okay, because they represent people. There's at least 4 or 5 people, some kind of family unit, so to speak, or at least a group of people that are comfortable with each other. That would be more of the 10 of coins to me. But this card is about everybody having everything that they need or that they want. And it's the energy of Mars. Is it Mars in Pisces? Might be Saturn in Pisces. But it's the idea of somebody having to sacrifice things to get what you want, right? You have to smartly and rightly work your plan your work your plan, and that means you're going to have to give up some things or sacrifice some things so that everybody can get what they want. You know, this particular lifestyle. The fact that the Empress has shown up tells me that this is a transition period. You're going from a queen to an empress, and in my book, the Empress is always more than the queen. Okay, like the emperor is more than the king. So I don't know why it is that you feel stuck. Sometimes this can be the idea of having to accept things because you think it's going to actually benefit you. You know what I mean? You have to put up with things or accept things and stay in a situation because you feel that's what you have to do. But that's a fallacy. So you can see she's there. There's nobody around her. There's, you know, and she's tied in those bonds so loosely she could literally break free. But it's like she's afraid to. And this is what this card is telling you. That news is telling you, look, break free from that mental prison that you have yourself in. And then suddenly it comes to, the lights come on. Okay, and you realize, holy shit, you know, I really can do this. So let's see. I don't have any repeater numbers. None whatsoever. So that's a good thing. So let's just see what we can see about these. I do feel this has some kind of financial component to it. That I can say because of the number of coins. So the 2 of coins, the 2 of pentacles, with the Ace of Wands, foretells of favorable employment opportunities. Okay, and that's what I think this is. That's why I said it's almost like you get the message or the news that, and this can sometimes imply going on a journey or a voyage. Maybe you've been trying to save up to do it, and then suddenly this opportunity comes, and it's like it's handed to you out of the blue. That's really how that keeps coming across. And you're like, oh my God, and I think it came so unexpectedly, you can't figure out whether or not you're going to be able to do it or not. I say do it. Okay, the Ace of Wands. It may be indicating that you are currently unable to materialize your plans into relevant action. So you may be feeling frustrated and tired because of efforts that show little or no return. That's what that is. That's why I say, I just keep getting the sense of you like, I can't do that. You know, I can't break free from this situation. But you can. It's just a matter of changing your mindset. You can do anything you want to do. The only person that's preventing you from doing it is you. A lot of times we get these great opportunities that are presented to us, but we always find some excuse why we can't do it. But the only person that's making the excuses is you. Does that make any sense? Okay? I do feel that if you need some assistance to help you, someone who's your mom or a mother figure, maybe even an aunt or somebody very close to you, it's literally like the cards are saying, I got you. Just go ahead and do it, you know? So that's interesting to me. 8 of Swords. I mean, you know, because sometimes opportunity only knocks once. Does that make any sense? You don't get a second bite at the apple sometimes. Okay? Nothing about the 8 of Swords. So now let's look at this 10 of Cups to see if it tells us anything next to this Tower card. Yes, the 10 of Cups next to the Tower card indicates that upheaval will bring about changes. Once everything has settled, you will be able to make the appropriate choices according to the changes or the circumstances. It tells of a very definite change in life, and it can indicate that a great friendship or partnership will be long-lasting and successful. So that whole idea about you believing that you don't believe what the person is saying to you, okay? Again, it's this thing. It's the fact that you don't see it. And just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not possible. You know, sometimes we literally have to grope through the blind. We have to grope our way through the dark until we can come to the end of the tunnel and find the light. And all you need is a sliver of light, right? You don't need... I'm going to look at this 8 of Swords because that's the one that stands out the most to me. I just don't believe it. You know? I don't think I can. I don't think it's going to work out. I don't see how I'm going to be able to do it. Well, if you don't see it, certainly nobody else sees it either. Okay? So let's take a look at this 8 of Swords here. And why is it that you are in this mindset? The Sospiety. Oh, wow. The Prigione. And the Donna Maritata. That's quite interesting. And again, the energy is, in a sense, moving this way. So here you are now. So you're getting the news to get up, move. Your opportunity, now's the time for you to do this so that you can make it, you know, everybody's life better. But here you are. Maybe you have children already. And you're thinking, you know, I'm a mom. Maybe you're a single mom. I can't do this. There's no way I can do this because I'm tied down. I'm in one place. But this card is all about the idea of wanting to free yourself from those circumstances. Okay? There's an unbarred window right there. There's a banister to help you walk up the stairs. There's 3 steps to get out of this particular dungeon. And this vessel here on the floor, this vase, is about your emotions and the wisdom that you take with you. Honestly, you think this situation has passed you by. But I tell you what, if you continue to stay in this space, it will pass you by. Okay? This person is physically chained up. This person is mentally chained up. Okay? And there's that ship. Something that will cause you a lot of grief. Something that you've already cried over because you think you can't do it. But that's just a thought. Only you control your own thoughts. Nobody controls your thoughts. You are in complete 100% control of the way that you think. So to me, This card is about, remember those man-made structures I was talking about, those man-made constructs? Sometimes those man-made constructs are things that society has enforced upon us. But more often than not, it's the things that the limitations or the structures that we build up for ourselves. But nothing is solid, nothing is permanent, nothing shall stay the way, it isn't the way that it was when you began, right? And so now this is about the idea, and this is to me literally you being knocked off of your feet because you realize that you are the only person that's been holding yourself back in this situation. It's not your kids, it's not your age, it's not your intelligence level, it's none of those things, okay? And look how those kids are looking up to you, huh? And maybe this is what you've been doing, but now you're like, I can't leave the kids. But yeah, but you can't, because I do get the sense that there's somebody, your mom or somebody in your family, who's going to help you achieve this. You have to trust that, and don't be afraid, okay? Because I'm telling you, this looks like a wonderful opportunity. I wouldn't pass it up. And if you don't get it, it won't be because you didn't try. But if you don't try, you'll never know, right? You'll never know. Now, I don't think that this is anything to do with a romantic relationship. It just doesn't feel that way at all. But I can't rule it out. That you didn't see the news coming that somebody is, I don't know, going to stay with their wives because there's a new pregnancy on the way. I'm throwing that out there. Because that's really not how it feels. One Golden Nostradamus card. And even if that's the case, then that just, giddy up while you can. Because there's something else coming along for you that's going to be a much better fit for you. It is the tree. Would you look at that? Okay, so the tree says, if you cannot have what you want, then settle for what you can. The stability of the tree advises caution. It is not the right time to change or take risks. Save your energy and seek stability in mind and body. Now, it says it's not the right time to change or take risks. But I'm here to tell you it's going to change anyway, out of the blue. And so that line about seek stability in the mind and body first, prepare yourself, because something's about to change in your life. And personally, myself, I think it's going to be a whole lot better than where you are now. Okay? So that's what I have for you, Aquarius, for November 2020. I'd love to hear about if anybody recognizes the situation, what's going on. And so until then, stay calm tonight. Focus on yourself. Treat yourself well. Love yourself. Be good to yourself. Be kind to yourself. And think about, the things that you've always wanted to do. What do you want to do? You've got the pen in your hand. You can write the story any way that you want. Okay? So take care. Stay safe. Namaste.